Okay, so this video is dedicated to SSDI beneficiaries, Social Security disability insurance benefits. However, to be fair, everything I'm talking about here in this live stream does pertain to all benefits administered by the Social Security Administration, including but not limited to retirement, SSDI, survivors, spousal, SSI, and even VA and RRB benefits. So just want to throw that out there so we're all on the same page here and letting you know what's going on and who this does impact. But I wanted to come back and give you a dedicated SSDI video, as I've had a few people out there down below in the comment section over the last few days here who do receive SSDI benefits. By the way, shout out SSDI beneficiaries. Thanks for joining me. Really appreciate all of you. But anyway, that's the reason I say that. That's my situation as well, SSDI, right? But anyway, there's about 9 million of us, by the way, that do receive SSDI benefits. All right, anyway. So the other day I was out in a separate video and I had that video and I was talking specifically about SSI, Supplemental Security Income. Now, SSDI and SSI are pretty similar. They're very similar programs, but at the same time, they're also very, very, very different programs. The rules, the parameters, the eligibility, the payouts on these, as well as a whole variety of other factors are also very different, even though the programs essentially send out benefits to people that have limited income, limited resources with disabilities. Again, very similar, but also very, very different. All right, but anyway, so because of that video that I had out the other day, actually, to be fair, it was a live stream, not just a video, it was a live stream I had out, and I was talking about SSI benefits, okay? I had a few people reaching out who received SSDI saying, hey, like, what about us, right? What about SSDI? And again, I get questions, not just over the last couple of days, but all the time. I get questions asking about SSDI specifically. So anyway, here is your dedicated SSDI video. But again, like I said at the beginning of this live stream, if you do receive, say, retirement or spousal, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB, all of this that I'm talking here pertains to you as well. If you're any of these other beneficiaries, even though I wrote, yeah, it's all about SSDI. I'm just making it dedicated to SSDI, but it's realistically going to impact everybody. Okay, so anyway, just wanted to get that out of the way really quickly. All right, so let's talk about what's currently going on right now. And I'm going to give you some real dollar amounts here in this video, some example dollar amounts, I should say, and kind of let you know how this all translates into your monthly benefit. However, here's the interesting part. The other day in the dedicated SSI video, I was talking about SSI, right? Now, SSI are pretty straightforward. You get your monthly benefit. You don't really have a whole lot of deductions that come out of your benefit, right? As an SSI beneficiary, you're also basically grandfathered in to get SNAP benefits as well as Medicaid, okay? If you qualify for SSI, you also qualify for Medicaid, and you also qualify for SNAP benefits. Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which, quick side note, little teaser here, by the way, I have a video that I'm going to be making for you here in the next, I don't know, day or two here when I have a chance to do this. But some positive news is coming out on SSDI, or sorry, on, let me say that again, on SNAP benefits, food stamps here, coming out of the Senate. Stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on that. It's encouraging. It's not like super good, but it's definitely encouraging. Stay tuned. I'll bring you that in a separate video over the coming days here. Okay, anyway, I'm still keeping an eye on that, by the way. But here's the deal. SSI are super straightforward benefits. For the most part, you get what I mean by that. But here's the deal. SSDI beneficiaries also have a whole other can of worms to open up along with your monthly benefit. Not everybody, but the majority of people do. And what is that? Medicare Part B. Yeah, I said it with a nasally voice because it's kind of annoying, right? Anyway, Medicare Part B. It's good, but at the same time, honestly, kind of annoying because it's expensive, right? Anyway, just keep that in mind here. We'll come back to that. We'll come full circle here in just a second, and I will talk about that more in just a minute. Just keep that in the back of your mind. We'll come back to it. Okay, anyway. So the other day in that other dedicated live stream when I was talking about SSI, I was talking about how much you can expect to get as a result of the most recent forecasts or projections or estimates, or I should say maybe guesstimates, as far as how much of a raise we're likely going to be seeing over the coming months here with everything going on, okay? Well, in that live stream, I'm just going to hit on this super fast here, and then we're going to get into some real dollar amount numbers here. But in that video, I was talking about a couple different things. The convergence of two different kind of situations. We'll call it situations that are unfolding right now, okay? Number one being the major price hikes that have started taking place at the beginning of this month. Now, here we are in the middle of June already. Can you believe this? In the middle of June? Where's this? I don't know. I just realized that today. It's today the 16th, I think. The 16th today. Wow, it's nuts already, right? It's just like, wow, how are we in the middle of June already? This is nuts. Anyway, but at the beginning of this month, we saw some major retailers, Walmart and Target. You've heard me talk about this a little bit in other videos. They came out jacking prices right away, along with so many other retailers that have been raising prices dramatically so far just this month. We have not seen that reflected in any kind of official reporting yet, as in inflation reports. That's going to be out in about a month from now in the middle of July when we get June's inflation data. So stand by for that. Obviously, I'll bring you the details as we get it in about a month. In the middle of July is when we get that. That's situation number one. Now, as I mentioned in the live stream the other day as well, because of the situation unfolding in the Middle East right now, and supply of oil being disrupted as well, we're likely going to see a spike in oil prices. That's going to cost more to get products onto the store shelves that you and me and everybody else out there need to buy. That means higher prices for transportation and higher prices floated back to us as the end consumer, because retailers ultimately don't pay that. I mean, they pay it up front, but then they pass the cost on to us because we're the end consumer. So ultimately, we pay for it through higher prices, otherwise known as inflation, right? All right, anyway. So the latest projections that we got out last week, it was on, what was it, Wednesday of last week? I think it was Wednesday of last week. We got the most recent inflation data that was released for the previous month, which was May, right? So it was May's inflation data. Well, with that, we saw a headline number that came in kind of like, pretty decent, but then we don't care about the headline number. We want to look at the CPIW, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. That's the CPIW. It's kind of buried within the report, but it's a very key piece of legislation, a very key piece of economic data that we need to watch. That's the one that determines how much of a raise we're going to get. Well, based on that most recent data, we're looking at a 2.5% COLA for the following year. Now, I want to make it very clear, that's not the official data point. That is not the official announcement. That's just the projection, the forecast, the guesstimate right now based on the most recent data. But this most recent data point that we got last week didn't even encompass the most important data yet, which is the price hikes that we're seeing now, as well as the impacts of the transportation costs because of higher gas and oil, because of the supply issues with oil, because of the Middle East situation. Talked about it all the other day. We all know what's going on there, right? So anyway, we got a major situation. So we're likely going to see a pretty good spike in inflation here over the coming few weeks. Okay, so kind of going into the July, the driving time of season, as many people say, we're likely going to see a spike in inflation for the next few months here. Now, you could depend on how you look at that. It might be good, might be bad. I don't know. I feel like I'd rather have low inflation, because that means, well, obviously a lower COLA, but it also means at the same time prices that are not rising as rapidly. All right, anyway. So with that being said, we're looking at a 2.5%. I fully expect that projection, that forecast to be revised pretty higher, like significantly higher over the coming months here. Okay. But anyway, let me give you some real dollar amounts now. I ran some calculations on this, and I just want to break this all down for you to let you know what this would look like as far as SSDI benefits and how much your payments could be increasing based on this number right now. 2.5%, to be fair, is the exact same percentage we got this year, which is 2.5%. Okay, but it's not going to be the same dollar amount because our benefits also changed, and it's based on a percentage calculation, so therefore it'd be a little bit more. Anyway, let me run through those numbers really quickly, just as example purposes, okay? If you're getting a $900 monthly benefit, the COLA is applied to your gross benefit, as in the big total benefit amount before any deductions like the Medicare Part B premium deduction. Again, more on that in just a minute here. We'll come back to that because there's some other projections that are out there as well that I want you to know about. All right, anyway, a $900 monthly benefit would translate into a $24 raise. $24 raise. It's not that much, right? So that's what that would translate into. Now, a $1,200 monthly benefit. If you're getting a $1,200 monthly benefit, again, gross benefit, that would translate into a $30 per month raise again, on a monthly basis. Just remember these numbers, by the way, because we're going to come back to this in just a second. Now, if you're getting the average right now, by the way, did you realize the average SSDI benefit, okay, Social Security Disability Insurance Benefit, SSDI, the average SSDI benefit is $1,580. That's the average. To me, that honestly seems like a very high disability benefit, but that's what they say the average is. That's according to Social Security. If you want to look it up, by the way, if you don't trust that number, feel free to look it up. It's on the website on Social Security. But anyway, that's the average, a little under $1,600. If somebody's getting the average SSDI benefit right now, applying a potential 2.5% raise to that would equate in a $40 per month raise, which is $480 more for the year, okay? So just remember those numbers. And again, those are just nice round numbers there, just as example purposes. 2.5% is not much. Obviously, getting $1,000, it'd be $25. You know, that's just what it is. Okay, anyway, so those are the numbers, okay? Those are the projections as of now. However, here is the wild card that I also want you to think about. Unlike SSI beneficiaries, for the most part, don't really need to worry about the Medicare Part B premium adjustment, whatever that happens to be. However, I had a video out maybe, I don't know, a month and a half ago now, maybe. It was around there, give or take a little bit. But in that video, I was talking about some projections that are out there right now as far as how much they are projecting the Medicare Part B premium to be for next year, 2026. As an SSDI beneficiary, most of us are also enrolled in Medicare Part B. You don't have to be. Again, not advice. You got to know your own situation. I'm not telling you advice here in any way, shape, or form. What I'm saying is that most people on SSDI are also enrolled in Medicare. It's eligible after 24 months. So after you get SSDI benefits for 24 months, you are then offered the chance, the ability to enroll in Medicare Part B if you'd like. You don't have to. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you this much. Quick little side note, quick little story on me. I did not take Medicare Part B for many years when it was offered to me. I didn't take it. I was just like, I'm young, I'm healthy, I don't need that, right? I'm good. Bad idea. Bad idea. I think I passed up on Medicare Part B premium. Or sorry, just Medicare Part B. I think I passed on that for like 5 or 6 years. I don't remember how long it was. It was quite a few years where I did not take it. I got a big penalty, a permanent penalty forever that I'm still paying for today because I did not take it when it was offered to me because I thought, I'm good, I'm healthy, I don't need to spend that money, right? I don't want to spend it. Whatever it was back at the time, many years ago, I didn't take it. I'm still paying for that. I would have been ahead if I would have taken it and locked it in. But instead, I locked in like a 60% penalty. It's nuts because I didn't take it on time. Anyway, you can do whatever you want. All I'm saying is learn from my mistake. I'm paying significantly more because I didn't take it when it was offered to me. It's a 10% penalty per year that you don't take it. And I think it was like 5 or 6 years. I don't remember exactly how many years. It was multiple years that I did not take it. And I have that penalty forever. So there you go. Learn from my mistake. I'm literally still paying for that. So anyway, not proud of it. Didn't know. I had no idea at the time that that was going to be my situation. I didn't know there was a penalty. Nobody told me. I didn't know. How am I supposed to know that, right? This was a long time ago, by the way. Okay, anyway, the projections now are suggesting a $197 Medicare Part B premium for next year, 2026. By the way, right now, this year, 2025, it's $185 for the standard premium. My premium is not $185, I'll tell you that much, okay? It's a lot more than that. I'm not proud of it, but I wish it was $185 for me. It's not. It's a lot more than that. Okay. Anyway, it kind of makes me frustrated to think about that. It's just like a lot of money that I'm just like throwing away every single month because of that, the penalty. All right, anyway. So it's $185 right now is the standard premium for the Medicare Part B, okay? But they're talking about an increase of about 6.5%. By the way, these are the projections that I've seen out there. An increase of about 6.5% up to $197. It'd be a $12 per month premium increase. That's rough. That's rough right there. Okay, now let's take just a really quick step back here. We're going to talk about this for just a little bit longer here, and then I promise I'll stop the ramble fest. But here's the deal. Okay, remember the projections that I gave you a couple minutes ago, as in, just the nice round numbers, as in how much we would get as a 2.5% COLA? A $1,580 monthly benefit would see a $40 increase. A $1,200 benefit would see a $30 increase. $1,000 monthly benefit would see a $25 increase. You know the whole drill, okay? But let's just say that they do increase the Medicare Part B premium by $12 or 6.5% is what that calculates out to be. Now let's look at the numbers again. That same person who's getting the average benefit of $1,580, a $40 per month raise, that's their raise on their gross benefit. But then if we deduct a potential $12 Medicare Part B premium for the increase, now they're looking at a $28 effective raise to their benefit. Shaved it down a lot. It's a lot, right? I mean, that's like what is that? What is that? 25? It's like a 27? Is that right? Is my math right on that? Like a 27% reduction, I think, on their COLA. My math could be off on that. I'm trying to calculate as I talk right now. So that's a big cut to benefits, right? Now let's talk about the person getting a $1,200 monthly benefit. If the premium does go up by $12, they're getting $30 as a $1,200 monthly benefit. But you have to remember, if they take $12 extra because of the premium, that $30 effective raise now turns into an $18 little pathetic raise. That's rough. That takes a huge percentage of their monthly benefit. That's almost 50% of their benefit that is, or I should say the raise to their benefit because of the COLA, almost 50% in this situation that is taken away because of the premium. That's nuts. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's just look at the person that's receiving $1,000, a $25 monthly raise because of a 2.5% COLA would be $25 more per month, right? But in this case, if they raise the premium by $12 a month, this person goes from getting a $25 COLA raise down to $13. Again, you might as well just call it zero. That's like practically zero. The COLA is basically eaten up by the Medicare Part B premium. That's the rough part about all this, right? So I think somebody missed the memo about this whole COLA business, right? I've said this before in other videos. Like, the COLA is not supposed to be taken away exclusively because of the Medicare Part B premium. It's not supposed to do that. The COLA is there to adjust for the cost of living. That's literally what it's called. Cost of living adjustment. Obviously, you know this, but somebody missed the memo on this. It is not called the adjustment to account for the Medicare Part B premium jacking of price. That's not what it's called. It's called the cost of living adjustment. I don't know. Anyway, we probably should wrap it up there before I get off on a little tangent here, going wild on how nuts this is. All right, anyway, so that's just what I wanted to bring to your attention. So for those of you that have been reaching out, again, a few people, not a ton, reaching out asking, hey, what does this look like for us as an SSDI beneficiary? These are the numbers that I wanted to share with you really quickly, okay? And again, I want to emphasize, these are not the official numbers. These are not the official numbers. These are the projections, the forecasts as of right now, based on the most recent inflation data that was released last week, okay? We have a bit more time here until we get into the official announcements that will actually impact our raise to our benefits because of the inflation data. Even though the numbers that come out now with the inflation data are very important, I agree, they are important because it's giving us the trend, it's giving us the trajectory, the direction of inflation. It's very important. But the three that really matter are the third quarter of the year. Those are the ones, those 3 data points on inflation, those are the ones that will be used. And we may, during that time, when we're calculating that inflation data and we're gathering that data and we're using all 3 of those data points, we may see a pretty significant surge in inflation during that time because of the different factors that I mentioned earlier. Number 1, the price adjustments because of the tariffs. Number 2, the Middle East conflict, which is raising oil prices because of supply issues, which is ultimately going to translate into higher transportation costs of goods to our store shelves, and retailers raise prices on us because they're not going to eat that. They pass it on to us through higher prices on the products that we're buying at our stores because it costs more to get it to the store because of high gas and diesel prices. Anyway, make sense? I hope so. All right, anyway, let's leave it at that for now. I hope you're doing well. Please, just have a nice day. It's a wild time right now. It's a wild time. We're living through a very weird time. Oh, man. We're not even halfway through the year yet, and I anticipate a lot more to come here. So, I'll keep you posted. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all of you. Again, for those of you that have reached out, asked for the questions, I hope this answers it for you, and I think I probably gave way more detail than you wanted here in this in this live stream, but I hope this answers it for you. As always, leave your comments. After this live stream goes up, feel free to leave your comments, any feedback, things like that. I'm here for you in any way that I can be. Again, thank you so much for being part of the community. Feel free to subscribe if you're new here. If you don't want to, I totally get it. It's fine. I just appreciate you being here. Otherwise, again, as always, if you need any help with your Medicare, phone number will be down below. It's not there yet, but the trusted advisors will help you out. They'll look through all the plans available out there, and they will help you find better coverages and save a ton of money. By the way, thousands of you here in the community have already called them. A lot of people saving a lot of money. I've seen the testimonials. I've seen the comments. I've seen the numbers on all this. It's incredible how much all of you are saving when you call them. Anyway, phone number will be down below. It's not there yet, but it will be down below a little bit later. Otherwise, it's on basically every other video. It's on the channel, the video, the phone number. Feel free to give them a call. If you don't want to, totally fine. Just trying to help you save some money. It's a totally free service, by the way. Otherwise, enjoy. Thanks for being here. Enjoy. Have a nice afternoon, and I'll catch you later. Hope this helps you for those you've been asking. And again, keep those comments rolling in. I'll make videos, live streams where I see fit to help you out here in the community. It's a weird time. All right, please stay safe out there. Stay cool. I know it's super hot across the country right now. Otherwise, enjoy. Again, thank you so much for watching. All right, I'll catch you again later. Whoa. Are you sure you want to cancel? Yes. Okay, I'll see you.